Take a look at stories making the headlines in Nigerian newspapers. I have with me in the studio political technocrat, Dr. Dayo Kayode, and leadership and communication strategist, Dr. John. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I read some times ago that Aramco is also coming to Nigeria.
Okay, no problem. Let's see how it goes. If they come, I'm sure they'll have a lot of investors.
I think so, yeah.
All right, so looking at the blueprint this morning, we'll start off with it. Minimum wage implementation. Impeach defined governors, Labour tells state assemblies. Jason urges Buhari on EO for state autonomy. Nasarawa judiciary staff warn on showdown. Serap wants federal government to probe governors, chairman over local government funds. The Daily Trust is saying here, lecturers cut corners to get promotion. That's in the Daily Trust this morning. The Business AM, investors pick new brides in bonds following OMO ban. News Direct is here saying mixed reactions trail attacks on Obaseki, Oba of Lagos, Makanjola Otudeko, others at Oshiomole's house. Senator Obende Idahosa Flay attack on entourage. Obaseki broke protocol, that's according to Afebua. The Daily Times is saying minimum wage showdown looms in states over NGF stands. No justifiable reason for states not to pay new minimum wage, says Ngige. Economists, others urge governors to comply with new minimum wage acts. The Vanguard newspaper says minimum wage governors that can't pay should be impeached, according to the NLC. Alleges they all charter private jets at least thrice weekly. Meet tomorrow in Abuja on consequential adjustments. The Daily Sun says borders remain shut indefinitely. Presidency says few strategic objectives for closure not yet achieved. It has helped check firearms influx, says DSS. The Nation is saying here how Edo government organized attack that's according to by Oshiomhole knocks for national chair Obaseki over state APC crisis. So we will stick to the Daily Sun newspaper. The headline says here, borders remain shut indefinitely. Presidency says few strategic objectives for closure not yet achieved. It has helped check firearms influx. That's according to the DSS. Gentlemen, let's look at the border closure. It's remained shut till January 2020. What's your view? How have we been able to achieve so much this period?
I may not be able to measure what we have achieved so much, but let me tell you a scenario of a story of a man who has a lot of money, and he keeps taking care of his relative, his extended family and friends, neglecting his own nuclear family, his children and wife. I'm not sure anybody will call that kind of man a responsible man, and that has been our experience in Nigeria. Okay. We have been a big player in the economy of Africa, but we have neglected ourselves as citizenry. We have neglected the people. We leave them to suffer. We cannot cater for ourselves simply because of the fact that we have this idea of becoming the big brother. We are no big brother to nobody.
So you're saying this border closure is looking within?
Yes, this is Nigeria. And we have to take care of our citizens first. So enough of playing the big brother game and at the end of the day, nobody is seeing result. So we must continue on the path of border closure until we get it right.
But do we have the infrastructure to put in place to ensure that we can manufacture locally and not import from other countries?
The first question I ask you is, what are we importing? The basic things of life. Those are food. Yeah. Don't we have enough arable land or land that can be cultivated?
Infrastructure to cultivate.
See, we get to that point. We cannot continue to allow our porous border to actually hinder us. Majority of what is imported in Nigeria, I don't even have issues with price. I have issues with the safety and security of the Nigerian people. If we continue to allow our borders to open, then we'll continue to eat some of these things. That's why life expectancy in Nigeria is put somewhere at 53. It is not a product of what the government did not do alone. It's also a product of what we consume as a people. Majority of these things that are being imported are not, they are bad. Their own citizens cannot eat it. The turkey they force on us in Nigeria, they will not give it to their own citizens to eat because they know the kind of injection they give them. This is one of the reasons why you see cancer on the increase. It was not like this before. So the truth is that we must be sensitive to the fact that no, Nigerians are suffering. Fine. But we must pass through this realm for us to get to the promised land.
Okay, Dayo, what do you think?
You see, for me, I wouldn't say we should not close our borders. But my question is, why are we closing borders? Like he said, substandard goods are coming in. In the newspaper, firearms are coming in. But my question now is this. How come these substandard goods are coming in? Are we not having customs? Are we not having SON? Are we not having NAFDAC? Again, who are those people bringing in these substandard goods? Just last week, you were reading about the 30 containers of rice being seized. Who owns that 30 container? It's one of them.
It turned out to be
Listen,
a lie,
sir.
though.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. One of them. The custom, we were made to understand that it was one of these minister of state. Don't let me mention his name now. But his name was in the papers. Who are the people bringing them in? You see, when you are closing borders, you should also look at what effect is it having on the people. Because the essence of governance is for your citizens to live.
Is that not the essence of this border
Wait
closure?
now,
so that we
to
can
live accordingly.
look inwards and
What is,
produce
yes,
ourselves.
but if you are to look inwards, we have been saying we are producing rice. Look at the prices of commodities now. Then where is that social responsibility of government to the people? When you are closing borders, you have to look at the pros and cons of the effects on the people. Then you now look at, okay, what do I do? How do I manage this side and manage this side? So that it won't be too abrupt on the people. Why is it that each time the president comes in as the head of state, you have a lot of skyrocketing prices? The other time when he was the head of state, the same thing we experienced. This time again, the same thing is coming on. I mean, he should look at it. I'm not saying you should not control what comes in. But number one, first of all, look at your officials. How are they involved in these things?
Cutting corners, right?
Are they cutting corners? Even your so-called government officials. Then number two, how about customs that are supposed to be at that border? How about SON, the people that controls the Standard Organization of Nigeria? Where do you put NAFDAC and all those? Do you get what I'm saying? So we should be mindful.
What are the gains of this border closure?
You see,
The gains, for me, the gains of this border closure, as far as I'm concerned, is a lot of increases in prices of commodities.
No, certainly there must be some positive.
In prices of commodities.
I think I have to come here at this point.
Okay.
You see, we have general capacity collapse. And I keep telling people, the customs you have is a product of the people of Nigeria. The leaders you have is the kind of person you deserve. There's a general, we are not doing things right at every level. But again, if the entire people in customs service today hold their hand, bring your hand, Dr. Kaude, if they hold their hand like this and spread across our borderline, they will not still have the capacity to secure our border. That's how large our land border expanse is.
You don't need to do that. All you need to do is to put in infrastructure that they will use.
I'm just saying. But with this now, then I think the government can actually, we have talked about investment in technology, which cannot be overemphasized.
Exactly.
But that somebody will come and say the border closure does not have gain. It has a lot of gain. Now what we have looked at now is the economic hardship that it has brought on the people.
Exactly.
Which may blind us to the reality of the security check.
Definitely, it will.
That it has also brought.
Because when you are not eating, you won't think.
Hello, sir. We have influence of some of these arms. According to the DSS, I believe the report. There's no doubt about the fact that there are conspiracies of people in government.
Rather than close the border to import, why don't you close the borders to check the illegal influx of firearms?
Yeah.
Because it's affecting, according to him, it's affecting everything.
It's affecting
everything. It is affecting everything. But I tell you that for us to build an independent economy, we also need to check the influence of all these things that we can produce locally.
It is not, sorry sir, it is not about closure of the border, but about monitoring. Appropriate monitoring of the border. Look, this thing is under ban. Oga Custom, calling Amid retired. DC must not enter. Then it will pass it to federal pressure that is in charge. DC must not enter. Then if anybody else pick that person, penalize that person, other people will not do it.
We have,
but
been,
when you now
we have
close,
been on that for too long a time.
Because
there's a need for us to
they
take.
are
You
not
see,
taking
this
it
is
seriously.
a drastic step that we need to take.
Okay.
And it has also sent messages to other people that Nigeria, we have got to a point where we will not take nonsense. I mean other West African nations. We cannot continue to be an elephant and not be able to throw our weight around to garner respect. And that's exactly what we have done.
All right, gentlemen.
When you are
thank you.
suffering your citizens.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for
we'll pass
discussing
this
this with
stage.
us. Thank you so much.